If you're like me, you've probably wondered how some musicians seem to create an entire universe with just single lines of music. I made these videos to explore an awesome music concept that I often hear referred to as linear harmony, and to take a look at some incredible examples of this technique found in real music. I hope it can present a useful way to visualize the analysis of musical lines and the incredible structures within them. For the purposes of this video, linear harmony can be defined as single lines of music creating harmonic structures, like we saw with the cello suite in the beginning. Many great examples of linear harmony can be shown using the following chord progression, called a major 2-5-1, which you might be familiar with. It's especially popular for improvising in jazz music. The roots of this chord progression move down in fifths, making it a very convenient way to build lines that connect smoothly into each other. Here's an example of that. So we definitely have incredible options for lines in the 2-5-1 department, but for now, we're just going to add a simple melody to our progression and listen to what it sounds like with the bass notes. This is a great sounding line, and what's pretty neat is that if we take a look into the role that each of these notes play, we can see that all of our notes and chords belong to the key of C major, which means that we can call this melody and chord progression diatonic, which means staying in the home key. More importantly, looking at how each of the notes relate to the chords, we see that the thirds and the roots of each chord are placed on strong rhythmic positions, beat 1 and beat 3 in the bar, and they're highlighted in green. These strong chord tones are then connected together with notes placed on the weak beats, 2 and 4, that are highlighted in red, that have a natural tendency to resolve downwards. In each of the chords, the second and the seventh are doing the connections on the weak beats. This entire excerpt is just done with downward steps in the C major scale, which makes it really powerful for seeing how effective lines like this can be. Now that we know a bit more on how lines can form harmony, let's explore more of the potential in this chord progression with a new concept. We'll shift just a few notes and see what our new melody sounds like. Only one real change occurred here. Our previous step down by a major second after the note B here was replaced by a leap up to the same note A an octave above. This is a really cool technique called octave displacement, and as the name suggests, it adds spice to musical lines by creating a leap with what would have been a stepwise sequence. With octave displacement now covered, let's talk about one final topic. For this, we'll very slightly change our last example. Here, I combined the previous octave displacement topic with a very popular technique called modal interchange, which is the source of these very colorful sounding notes right here. Where we get notes like this is actually from a scale very closely related to C major. Let's check out the source. In my previous two examples, all the notes in the melodic line, in addition to the chords in the progression, were coming from C major. But now I borrow two notes from C natural minor, which is a parallel key to C major, meaning it has the same root or tonic. The two notes we borrow are A flat, which is the flat sixth in C natural minor, and E flat, which is the flat third, and I'm using these notes over the 5 chord, which again is G7. When analyzing A flat and E flat over the chord G, these two notes function as tensions, A flat being the flat 9 and E flat being the flat 13th respectively, which effectively changes the harmony of the straightforward G7 chord to a legendary burning G7 flat 9, flat 13 chord, which is done with only two notes. This has the potential to light up any jam session. So far, we've covered incredible techniques that create harmonically full lines. But now, we're ready to see how linear harmony is employed in real music. Let's take a look at the first movement of Johann Sebastian Bach's famous violin partita in D minor. This movement is a great starting place because all of the harmony is derived or implied from a single melodic line with no accompaniment. We'll listen to the first few measures as played by Arthur Grumiau with no harmonic analysis, and then we'll do a lightweight dive into the analysis and unpack the harmony that's there. What jumps out in these few measures is a wonderfully structural harmonic progression that's so customary in Bach's music. Let's zoom just into the first two measures for now and closely look at what's done there. Here we hear the tonic 1 chord of D minor being fully outlined for 2 beats, with its root D, the third F, and the fifth A being connected together by ascending steps. Then, there's a sharp transition to the dominant 5 chord of A major for 2 beats, as suggested by the chord tone C sharp, which is the third, A, the root, and E, the fifth, all occurring on strong beats, along with the 7th G that happens as well on weaker beats. The B flat tone right here in beat 3 embellishes the A major dominant chord with a flat 9 tension, just like our earlier line in C major did not too long ago. This quickly returns back to D minor for 1 beat, which is outlined with its third, root, and fifth, which then quickly transitions to the subdominant flat 6th chord, which is B flat major, with the triad fully outlined. This ends in a non-chord tone, G, which leaps down to C sharp, taking us to A major again. And that concludes our first 2 measures. In this video, we took a look at linear harmony, and now we can see how it's such an incredibly versatile way of showcasing different harmonies and chordal ideas with just single lines of music. If you enjoyed some of the melodic examples we discussed in this video, I highly recommend checking out Connecting Chords with Linear Harmony. It goes over a lot of the basic frameworks we discussed for 2-5-1s and chord progressions in a lot of detail, and brings forth a lot of examples in the real world. Thank you for watching. Let me know if there's any questions down below, and take care.